All right, on to number 3. Let's just talk about that opening real quick, because that was really great. I mean, I know he's into this is part of the bard rap, bardcore. I don't really, yes, that sort of thing. But the nice compositions, wonderful little, there's arpeggios up and down, and really just adding a great level to the beginning of this song. One of the cool things that I've already noticed is that from the first to the second, now the third, we've got someone just sitting on a chair playing a guitar in like a parking lot structure, parking complex. Then number 2, it's nothing. Bare bones, dry, walking on the shore. Nothing behind, in front of, that backdrop being bare bones, just literally nothing. And now we come into this, and it starts off with this grandiose piano part. I just love those juxtapositions. Like, he used those to help him tell the story. So this is probably talking a bit more about the wealthy, maybe from the perspective of a wealthy person. I'll obviously find out. I'm not trying to guess. I'm just saying he's setting a scene of what I'm about. Well, almost setting up what I'm to expect. It's like getting it ready. And it's just so subtle and kind of really, you would think simple, but it's really effective. Really, really works well. Okay, moving on. There we go.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly, 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating.
All right, I'm going to just stop here. I'll pull back so we could go back to that change. Obviously, right now, we're a little bit back into my wheelhouse with the piano, a little bit more singing. His voice is so haunting. And I think one of the cool things that I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, if he wanted to, he could have had this entire piece orchestrated by top musicians, the pianists, everything, all. He could have had this fully composed. He kept it so simple that it feels like it's so much more effective. It's so effective. Again, better storytelling. I was in the same in a relative area when I said, look, we got this baby grand or grand piano in there, and he's playing this big, broad, grandiose type thing, and he's talking about the spawn of the wealthy. My favorite topic, nepotism. This is it's another phenomenal subject, because for folks in his generation, my generation, I'm a bit older, but still similar situation, and effects and all that great stuff. But the kind of animosity, or the rolling of your eyes at the nepotistic, the people who are they're just born into really amazing privilege, and they just got all this stuff, and they walked into the placement of CEOs, and they're walked into the buy Twitter for $40 million or billion or whatever it was, and then lose all of it and just go, just another day. I almost would love to have that, but also wish nobody ever did, because it's proving to become really troublesome, to say the least. But anyway, it's this art, this type of art, his commentary, his social commentary, and his more, I guess it's still social commentary. It sparks people to have these conversations, because it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. The issues that are all affecting us are exactly the same, and that's what he's sitting with, and he's trying to explain. He's like, this is the problem. The rest is noise. This is the problem. No. Ignore those guys over there. This is it. You know what I mean? And he does it so effectively. And I'm gonna get off my. I'm not here to be on any soapbox. So here we go. Let's back up so I could get that change.
10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the popo inside of his pocket. "35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
I'm going to stop there. But I feel like that was a good point. Wow. Man, that took a turn. That escalated quickly. Again, excellent. I can't help but sit here as just as an audience member again. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying the content and you would like to see the channel grow, why don't you join us over on Patreon? On Patreon, we're going to have exclusive episodes of reactions, music history, as well as live streaming and performance behind the scenes of my travels and everything there in between, all wrapped up in one place. I hope to see you over there. Until then, let's get back to it. This is brilliant, and the turn for the worse, which is so cool to me, that how it went into, he jumped from this business, which obviously was already going kind of evil and rude and very handed to him, very nepotistic, which nepotism drives me nuts, and then all of a sudden into a cartel war, but this goes back to the storytelling of raising the stakes, always keeping the stakes high. I mean, he went from a casual conversation between me and anybody else, my age, younger than me, a little bit older, can have about the state of certain things in the world, period, to a story. Like, you started getting like a I don't know, all of a sudden it was it's Lethal Weapon, but still all relatable and connected. Everything connects properly and everything's plausible. It's all probable. He's not singing about, space demons and stuff. This is real stuff and could real happen if it didn't already. I don't know. Again, this is blind still, so I haven't looked into whether or not he's talking about anybody specific. If he is, go ahead and let me know. That would be great. I'd love to know it. Anyway, let's move on. Old rich guy, well, old, he's 40. That's not old. That is not old. Go. Can't walk.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface and consume till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
Oh.
40.
Okay, I had, because, I mean, I was talking about how cool it would be, like how he could have had this whole thing developed in a big orchestra and everything, and then he pulls out the next level and pulls out a string quartet. That is just bloody cool to me, and I you know, it works in his that moment of you know, insight, or the 2020 hindsight and the perspective, and it's like it's very Ebenezer Scrooge, but like he said, he stopped everything. He said, no, but this is real life. Like, that was, we laugh and we watch the fun, you know, here comes the ghosts and, oh, isn't this scary? But no, this is real life. This is what's happening. We're every single day, you know, prices go up on things, and there are people who make that money, or that money goes in someone's pocket, you know, and we're not making any more, depending on what you're doing. You know, there is struggle. There's imbalance, inequity across the board, and 8,000 times worse for anyone in a minority group. And it's just mind-boggling that instead of addressing that, we got to still keep fighting with each other. Just like he says, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go back a little bit, because again, I love this stuff. And I want to hang out with him. Should sit down and have a beer. It'd be great. Anyway, here we go.
"45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Wow, yeah, that's, again, I mean, what can you say? I mean, I'm so wrapped up in the conversation, you know what I mean? Because it's hard not to be. Everybody's affected. I mean, I am. It's ever since everything shut down, it's been, you know, tough to get things back on its feet, you know, but, and yeah. It's hard. I don't want to say anything that's going to, you know, cause a riot on my hands. Gosh. But yeah, no, that's amazing stuff. Utilizing his art to spread a message of a request of action, I suppose. He's smart, and he cuts to the point, and he sees through the nonsense, and I like that about him. I like that he uses his art so well to get that point across without being hateful, without pointing fingers at who did what and where did this, and, you know, at individuals, I mean, like, or, you know, the other side of the aisle. It's like, listen, this is a very small grouping of people that we need to worry about right now. Like, let's focus ourselves over here, not over here. But here's the problem: the rest of it is just it's anecdotal nonsense to keep you occupied while everybody else picks your pocket. And I got the point. So yeah, he's a great storyteller, amazing artist, because it's I mean, I, like you said, can't really put a genre on it. It's just flat out art, and it's beautiful. It really is good stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this with me. This will be posted. Hopefully, this better be all on one, because that's what you wanted. and this is what you got. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Appreciate you guys. Bye.